everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti and today I am bringing you day 15 of Vlogust. If you don't know, I am the face and the voice behind all the content under Infiniti Crafting Co. So anytime you see that name on the web, it is I. Today, I'm actually awake. For the past couple of days, I noticed when I was editing, I was like a little draggy. I was perfectly okay. I just like got out of bed and decided to record my video for the day. But today I slept in and got a little late start, so I'm actually awake and more peppy today, and I've had my coffee, so I'm good to go. Today I am going to talk about I don't know if I'd call it a pet peeve, but it is one of those things that I find people around my age encounter when it comes to crafting, and it is that, you know, a lot of people think that knitting and crochet is for old people. You know, usually I kind of ignore people when they say that because they're usually trying to like mock you or make fun of you. Big kids basically. And just raise an eyebrow and I look at them. But no, to anybody who has ever considered getting into knitting or crochet as a hobby or as a career, so to speak, go for it. Knitting, crochet, sewing, embroidery, cross-stitching, you name it. Yarn crafts are not just for old people. There are so many young adults who actually are involved in doing this stuff. I've met a few. I don't know many like in my community, but I know in general that there are a lot of people around my age and younger that they know how to knit and crochet or sew or something. I know somebody who embroiders even. So I mean, there is no age limit or standard age at which you can start doing these crafts. And of course you are going to have the few, like I said, that will try to tease you and be like, oh, granny sport or whatever. Just ignore them. Crochet, knitting, sewing, any of those needle/yarn crafts, those are life skills. So way back before my time, in the day of my grandmother, when she was like my age, you know, she tells me stories all the time of how the downtown district, they were just full of seamstress shops and factories and things where they'd have people producing like jeans and a variety of other garments because they knew how to sew. Also, kind of back in the 80s/70s and previous, you had a whole lot of people. It was actually commonplace to have people that knew how to knit and crochet. That's where you get a lot of the vintage patterns and whatnots that you see today. Like I said, way before now, these skills were considered life skills among the majority. And, you know, it was the norm. It was a norm, and it was a perfectly fine norm. Back in the day, like I said, people could get jobs doing this stuff that we now consider hobby. And, you know, it wasn't such an out-of-the-place thing for people to make things to sell instead of, you know, drop shipping or whatever most common business practices are today. So, you know, it's like, where did that disconnect happen? And I think here in America, you know, it happened basically when companies or, you know, brands, they started outsourcing things, you know, and where they could mass produce things at a cheaper rate. And that took away, I think, from the value, the mental value of it from our society. It's not ragging on anything, but it's just like one of those go figure type things that you notice. Because like you said, back in that day, people considered it to be a job. If you knew how to sew, you could be employed, and pretty much everybody and their mother and their grandmother knew how to sew. So you could always be even if you were in a pinch, you could always do it as a side hustle or, you know, as an actual career. My grandmother was a seamstress until she retired, so, you know, there you have that. So, you know, and people, they're like, okay, you can do it, you can make money off of it. Okay, what other use is there for it? And I'm like, okay, well, take, for example, art therapy. Art therapy comes in a variety of forms. Some people take on, like, the painting, drawing thing. Other people, they dive right into those fiber arts. And knitting and crocheting there are studies showing that they help with anxiety and depression because of the rhythmic concentration that you have to put in order to do either craft. It causes the body to kind of flow into that pattern and relax, and then you're able to focus more on what you're doing at the present than whatever is causing your anxiety back there. Which, again, one of the reasons why I always say crafting should be kind, because there are a vast number of people who are in art therapy, and you would never know if nobody ever said anything. So anyway, that was a whole nother video. Treat people how you want to be treated. You know, there are also some studies that have been showing that it can help out the onset of arthritis because of the constant movement. It's been used, knitting and crochet specifically have been used to help people who are kind of developing Parkinson's. It helps them to focus, and it kind of helps coordinate that motor, what do I want to call it? The motor, come on, hand-eye coordination. There we go. Motor skills and hand-eye coordination, because you have to focus on your pattern, you have to count your stitches, make sure you're doing whatever you're doing correctly, and it just kind of helps them. So, I mean, they are all around very useful skills to have. If, you know, for whatever reason there was a fabric shortage or some kind of fiber shortage and you couldn't really get the clothes, or, you know, all the stores closed down, you know what, knitters, crocheters, and seamstresses would be in the money in both probably financially and as well as, you know, just in general, because they can make their own clothes. It's a life skill, just like cooking. It's a life skill, and like, I don't understand people who rag on it or don't seem to think that. It also helps you focus and gain patience and concentration, which Lord knows people my age don't have it. They do not have it. Anyway, another video. But it does help. So, you know, if you're one of those jittery people that just can't sit still for anything, you know, embroidery, like I said, knit, crochet, sewing, those are some of the hobbies that you can take on, that if you want to improve your focus and improve your ability to be able to like sit down and go to work or school or something, these are the kind of hobbies that you kind of want to get into, because they do force you to focus. And like I said, they're cathartic. They are so cathartic. After a long day, if I'm not just completely bushed, I'm going to sit up and I'm going to knit, or I'm going to crochet or something, and I'm just going to have the most wonderful time of my life, relaxing, maybe burning incense or something, and just chill. It's a good hobby or skill set to have, and I really wish more people, especially my age, would come to that understanding. Now, not everybody has, I don't want to say the capacity, because it's not that they don't have the capacity, but not everybody has the patience or willingness to sit down and learn a craft outside of their thing. Like I said, it's a type of art therapy. If you were just so inclined, you could start painting as art therapy, or you can start drawing as art therapy, if that's what you wanted to do at your leisure. But, you know, I think people really should put things into perspective and start to value the fiber arts a little bit more. Anyway, that was just my thing. I hope today's video was fun. If so, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. If you're watching this on YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I will be doing another video tomorrow. This is Vlogust. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in either the comment section below, or if you're watching this on Instagram, you can leave it below that video or DM me for your questions. Please leave them for me. I would love to answer them. I love my community engagement. And I guess until tomorrow, happy making. I am so excited because I don't think I can make a whole video about this segment, but I have finally fleshed out my luxury scrunchies, the ones that I've been talking about making, and I finished it last night. I was up till like 4 in the morning again. Hopeless. But anyway, I cranked this out on my Centro machine, and I am so excited. I can't wait to record the video for it. I'm gonna make a few more. I have been wanting to make these luxury scrunchies for a minute, so I finally made one where it would stretch. Unfortunately, I experimented with this silk yarn when I made my first one, and it doesn't stretch as much, but this one's fuller and it ruffles more, and this is exactly what I wanted. So I'm sure in previous videos up here you guys probably saw my little patents yarn spindle thingies. They look like little paper towel rolls. So I am going to be cranking out more of these, and I'll be doing a tutorial on these soon, and I'll also probably be doing a listing on Etsy soon for these. Like I said, you know what, I never actually got around to stripping up my paper, so I think I might talk about some little DIY hacks in another video. when it comes to packaging and things like that. So I just wanted to announce that I love this so much. I was so happy to finish this and it didn't frog on me. I didn't have to frog this. I'm so excited. Anyway, talk to you guys tomorrow.